Hi, everyone. Oh, hi. It's so fun to see some familiar faces, and it's been really great to already make some new friends while I've been here. So thank you for being in this room with me today. I hope that you can leave here learning something new. And if not, hopefully you can come and teach me something new that you can have and share with me. So I wanted to, first of all, open up about why this topic. When I was asked to speak today, and they gave me the topic, I had to think for a bit, and then I actually am so grateful for the opportunity to talk about courage, because I have absolutely had to choose multiple times, personally and with my team, to choose courage as we have tried to grow a business from the ground up. And I think something that when we're all attending networking events, or when we're having conversations with peers, we often forget to talk about the ebbs and flows of growing a business. Sometimes it feels like everyone else is finding all of the success and everything is so seamless and it must be so easy for them in their business. And I can tell you that that is not the experience that I have had while growing Mixhers. There have been plenty of ebbs and flows. There have been the highest highs and some of the lowest lows. And today I get to share some of those experiences with you, and hopefully through relating on this topic, you can step out of this room realizing that we can normalize the roller coaster of our careers and being entrepreneurs. So before I step into more of my topic, I wanted to share with you, who am I? Who is Jess Toolson for you to even care possibly about anything I have to share today? And I think first, before you're going to care about anything I have to say, it's helpful for you to know a little bit about who I am. So first, I am a mother. I'm a mom to 3 children. I have a son that is 13 and definitely entering the preteen, teen phase. And I have identical twins, Remy and Marlo, that are now 10. And being a mother is one of my favorite roles in my life. It gives me so much passion, purpose, meaning. It also helps me so much to drive my why behind my business. Figuring out how I can provide for my family, wanting my daughters to see their mother succeed as a woman in business, wanting my son to see that his mom can chase her dreams in her business. And so being a mother does definitely help encourage me to achieve great things. I'm a leader at Mixhers. I have a team currently of about 30 people. Up until a few months ago, we were a team of all women. We have some of our very first Mixhers men now on the team, which is really fun and adds a whole new dynamic to the company. Something that I love to share about being a leader is that previous to starting Mixhers, I had absolutely zero work experience in the workplace. All of my experience that I'm contributing to Mixhers is through being a mother, is through my experiences before being a mother, it's through life experiences, and so my team is absolutely witnessing me learning how to be a leader in the workplace every day, one step at a time. And last, I hope that as I say a learner, that I actually am modeling for my business and for my team, being a woman that is willing to continue learning as I go. I think one of the greatest things that I have seen in my 5 years running Mixhers is how inspired I am by the people that are willing to admit that they don't have all the answers, that they're willing to continue to learn, and that they're willing to ask for help. And so while I admire that in team members, I definitely hope that that is something that I can be an example of as well. I spent 12 years living in Europe. Mixhers is about 5 years old. It started when I was living in Spain. My business partner and I started this when I was living out of the country. We launched the business in the end of 2019. And now I'm going to share a little bit about what is Mixhers. So Mixhers is a hormone-friendly supplement you sip for every stage of womanhood. Mixhers was a product, our first product that you see in this is our very first on your left. That's our very first product, which is called Her Time. Years ago when I was postpartum with my 3 children, I had my twins, and when my menstrual cycles returned, they came back completely different than I had ever experienced before in my life. I had never had such extreme PMS symptoms. I felt like I had the worst menstrual migraines, inconsistency with my period, lack of energy, all of the things. Raise your hands, ladies, if you have ever felt frustrated with your menstrual cycle. Yes, lots of hands. So I was really struggling for the very first time in my life with what I did not realize was hormone imbalance. So I set off on a journey trying to solve for these health issues, and I was seeking help from estheticians because of my terrible cystic acne. I was getting put on all sorts of different birth controls, changing those every few months, and feeling like no one had a solution. I finally had the right conversation with my now business partner, Cody Sanders. Yes, she is a female, and she's a holistic health practitioner. And she finally, in the right conversation, when I absolutely broke down to her, sharing with her how frustrated I was with my health, how frustrated I was to have this cystic acne as a woman that was in her mid-20s. I shared with her about, I know I'm not alone. I know that so many other women are dealing with these frustrations. How on earth can I help my health? And she shared with me that I actually needed to get to the root cause of my health issues, and that I was going to try a new solution that she had, and see if I could commit to this health journey and going about it very differently. What I had never experienced or tried before was holistic health. And I thought that Cody was absolutely crazy to suggest that these Chinese herbs were going to completely change my health. So she was making this formula in her home and putting this formula in gel capsules and giving these capsules to women in Ziploc baggies, one woman at a time. So I took this Ziploc baggie, and I'm like, for sure this is not gonna work, but at this point, I'm really desperate. And she told me to take a gel capsule every day. That's what I started doing. Within 30 days, I had felt a complete change to my health. But I thought for sure this was a placebo. For sure this was not actually the Chinese herbs that she was giving me. There was no way that this was actually working for me. It must have been that I had actually changed something else with my health. But I stayed committed, continued using this formula for 30 more days. So now I was at 60 days. At 60 days, I called Cody. I'm like, Cody, is it your formula that is actually helping my cystic acne? Is it your formula that is actually helping me maintain energy? Is it your formula that is shortening how many days I'm on my cycle? And she's like, well, I told you to give it a try, and you're being consistent, and you're reaping the rewards of that consistency. So after my health was improved drastically with this formula, I went to Cody and I said, I have no idea what you've created. I don't have the first clue how to formulate anything. I don't have experience in the health industry, but I know that what you've given me has completely changed my life, and I know I'm not alone in needing this support, and so we need to make a business, and we need to have this be a product that is readily available for all women. So we set off on a journey having absolutely no idea what we were doing. Had no idea how to start a website, had no idea how to manufacture products, had no idea how to order packaging or even design packaging. And we decided that we were going to create a business. We launched with this first product, Her Time, in the very end of 2019. Has anyone ever tried Her Time or any Mixhers products? Okay, I love to see it. So we launched in the very end of 2019. Since that date, we have over 15 different products. Mixhers is not the same business as when we started. We have had to evolve time and time and time again. And I think the point of what I'm wanting to make today is that often on the outside, when we're looking in at different businesses, what we see is this. We can look at someone's business from the outside and think, oh, they launched a website, they started a social media channel, they grabbed some influencers that started sharing about this product, and it just looks like it's been so easy. Has anyone actually had this experience in their career? Has it ever been this easy for anyone in this room? Not for me either. But that's the perception of business. And what I wanted to point out today is that in that first couple years, it actually did seem kind of easy. I think a lot of us experienced the benefits of 2020 when everyone was on their phones and everyone was shopping and we had endless amounts of time. And it felt like, oh my gosh, this has so much momentum. I just hit a gold mine and women all are going to know about this product and we can change every woman's life. And it did feel like that momentum was coming so easily. Well, then we grew really, really quickly. But at the same time, we needed to get some additional help, additional team members. We originally started working out of the attic of my home. And we went from an attic of my home with one employee. We moved from the attic of my home to about a 900 square foot office. We were in that 900 square foot office, and we scaled up to 8 employees in the office, working like elbow to elbow. And then we moved into a beautiful office space. And then you hire on more team members, and we got up to where we had about 37 employees. And the reason I'm sharing that is because actually, our business has been like this. And sometimes those low points feel like they can drop even lower than 2019. It feels like the low points can be so alarming because we have so much more at stake. We have all these employees, we have all these products, we have subscribers, tens of thousands of women that depend on our products every single month. And the highs are high and the lows are low, just like I mentioned. But the reason why I'm opening up about this is because I would like to normalize this roller coaster. I would like to be making sure that those of you that are sitting in your seats listening to me today leave today, and as you look at your career and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I cannot solve for this problem. I've been trying for this promotion and I'm not getting it. I've been asking for a raise and I'm not getting it. Should I change careers? Should I stop this business that I've started and start a new one? I want you to know that this roller coaster is something that you actually are not facing alone. Everyone else does not actually have it all figured out. Everyone is riding this ride, and I want to make sure that we open up about this journey. So, in the last 4.5, almost 5 years, some things with the reality of Mixhers are that yes, some huge wins, like Mixhers is in over 3,000 CVS locations. There's some people in this room that helped with that majorly. We are in the top 1% of female-owned businesses. We won Utah Valley's fastest growing company with over 25,000% growth. And we were awarded best companies to work for. Also, in these last few years, I have had to let team members go. I have team members that were a part of building the business that now are no longer with us. And the asks of your team members change, and performance sometimes doesn't come through. And the people that become some of your best friends, I'll tell you what, that is the hardest thing when you then have to ask them to leave. It's painful. Also, in the last few years, we've had typos on packaging when we've launched a new product. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of sticks of our product with typos. I have had times where our website crashes. I've had lawsuits where, in fact, Trojan has reached out to me and said, I don't know if you know this, but you actually can't name your product Her Love, and we're coming after you, and that seems really scary to solve, but we made it through that, and now that product Her Love is now Her Pleasure. But through all of this journey, I have to say there have been endless amounts of learnings. And I am grateful for the journey, and I'm going to talk about some of the lessons I've learned in this journey. So, one thing I wanted to talk about is courage in your connections. I did share a little bit about some of the team development and changes that happen within a company. And I was asked to speak about how Mixhers, if anyone is familiar with Mixhers, we're kind of known for having a culture that is very different than most. We cultivate a very connected culture within our team members. We become fantastic friends. We have a fantastic time working with one another. It becomes a support system. We become women, and now some men, that truly link arm in arm and press forward, building this business together, as well as supporting one another in our personal lives. But the reason I actually asked my team to put these pictures on here is because often it's hard to look at your pictures and see that not every one of those faces are still with you. And the reason I wanted to talk about courage in your connections is because I still choose, even with having to make changes with team members, or if team members do decide to leave, I would still rather choose to invest in relationships and true connections with the people that decide to join Mixhers and build this business with me, because life is about creating connections. And friendships can last regardless of a professional relationship if you choose. I think far too many times, people's thoughts on changing the place of work or changing their career, it seems like they shut a door on the previous humans that you were building something with. And they're incapable of seeing that, yes, this professional relationship has come to an end, but what if I were to continue investing in the friendship and seeing that these people that I've been working with, side by side, linked arm in arm, can continue to encourage each other throughout their careers. Next, I'll go into clarity in your convictions, and then we'll go into chart your course. So, here's a quote that I have been loving for the last couple years. Courage is telling the story of who you are with your whole heart. And the reason why I love this quote is because I feel that the type of friend, partner, leader, family member, all of the type of person that you are and how you show up requires so much heart. And I feel like one of the most terrifying things we feel is that what if everyone was to figure out that I don't in fact have it all figured out? What if I were to be exposed? What if people were to realize that I don't have every single answer for every single question I'm being asked, I don't have a perfect plan in place, and I don't have all of the solutions all at one time? It would be embarrassing, right? We feel terrified if people were to realize that maybe we don't have it all together like they think we do. And I feel like something we do differently at Mixhers is actually sharing our whole heart. We are willing to be the women and the people building this business that share that we don't have all the answers, but we are some of the first people that are willing, most of the time, to ask for help. We're willing to be the people that learn. We're willing to be the people that lean into mentors. We're willing to learn by furthering education. We're willing to reach out to our friends that we've made in other careers. I don't have those friends. Mixhers is my first job, but I do call my friends. But at Mixhers, we are building this business with so much heart. And I feel that we are okay to share that we don't have it all together all the time, and we don't have every solution, but I will tell you what, we are going to learn it. So, courage in your connections. First of all, can we just look at this great team? Look at this picture. This is some of our team members, and we just have a really special culture that I love. So on top of nurturing our community in the office, a way that Mixhers has grown drastically is through nurturing the relationships that we have with our community members, the women that are using our products. We feel that before Mixhers, there were not people that were openly having conversations on the internet about PMS symptoms, about women struggling with low libido, and about insomnia, anxiety, postpartum depression. It was a no-no, taboo topic. No one goes there. And what we have in fact seen is that with Mixhers, us choosing to blaze forward and create the path where we are actually having these conversations with women, We are opening up for women to create connection with one another as well. A few years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, we took a poll on our Mixhers social media. And we asked, how many of you feel like you have one friend that you can call for help? 75% of women answered that they don't even feel like they have a single friend. And that was when we decided we made a dedicated decision that Mixhers was going to be a place where we helped cultivate actual friendship for women amongst each other. Not only are we going to provide the best products on the market for hormone health, but also we're going to show the health benefits of women having true connection and friendship. And so we started creating community events. We started hosting events both online and in person. We encouraged our community members to show up to events alone and our goal as a team was to watch every woman leave with one new friend. And we were tracking this and getting feedback from our community members, seeing that women were in fact, and are in fact, creating friendship through Mixhers. So on top of feeling like we're incredibly passionate about women's health improving through our products, we are able to see that through creating connection, women's health is improving. And there is so much power in investing in community, and that those community members, the women that are actually purchasing our products, are also the ones that are out there growing our business because they're constantly sharing about what a positive experience they're having with the product, and they're also sharing about the positive experience that they're having with the brand. Next, create a safe culture and encourage a growth mindset. So something I've had to be incredibly upfront and honest about with my team is the fact that I don't have previous experience. I think that a lot of times when everyone is looking to the boss, they're expecting that that leader in that role has all of the keys, has all of the answers, and is the person at the end of the day that is always going to know the best decision to make for the business. I have had to be upfront with my team members and share with them that they are literally witnessing me learn live time every day as we face every single problem that Mixhers runs into. But what I have found about that is that actually being upfront with my team, I have seen women also be able to be honest, in most cases, about the things that they do and don't know how to do, and the things that they are still needing to learn, and the areas that they are wanting to improve. And they're feeling confident in being open about needing support and needing help. And I would so much rather have a workplace full of people that are willing to learn, are willing to admit that they don't have every solution right at their fingertips. I would prefer that a million times over people that pretend to be the know-it-all. I appreciate when someone has a growth mindset and takes the courage to say, I actually don't have the answer to that, but I know I'm someone that will find the solution. Because to me, courage and someone admitting that they don't have every answer, it lets everyone change the way that they look at the workplace. If everyone's showing up pretending that they know everything, how does anyone ever feel comfortable asking for support within the team? So I have appreciated so much. We have a team of women. A lot of women have taken additional courses. Mixhers has provided and paid for a lot of furthering education, a lot of certifications, and I am constantly motivated by the women that are willing to call on mentors and say, hey, I would love to learn from this person for the next 6 weeks. Can I have a mentor? I just find it so much more inspiring. And as I mentioned before, I find that there's so much power in being vulnerable. Real relationships do involve risk. And as I mentioned, I've created a lot of friendships in the workplace at Mixhers. There's been a lot of team members. We actually have an incredibly great retention of team members, which I love because People come and they stay with us for a long time. But there's the occasion when people don't. We don't get to maintain every relationship. But as I mentioned before, I would so much rather have an experience in the time that I am with someone where I develop a real relationship. They get to truly understand me, and I get to truly understand them, and then take the risk of, if we go our separate ways, knowing that there could possibly be a change to that relationship, but that we've actually been able to have a real human experience with each other. Clarity in your convictions, knowing your purpose, the constant among the variables, develop grit and persistence, and not all feedback is created equal. The reason why I wanted to share about this is because there have been plenty of times in the history of Mixhers where making a decision feels incredibly hard. And there's a problem right in front of us that we're having to navigate our way through. And there's been some times where I'm having to make a decision about, is this going to positively impact our community members, but we're going to lose a lot of money potentially, or are we going to have an experience where we save a lot of money, but negatively impact our community members? And I will tell you, as long as we stay focused on our purpose, which I'm going to read in a minute, but as long as we stay focused on our purpose and we have made decisions that are the best decisions for our community members and our customers and the women that are investing their hard-earned money in Mixhers products, we reap the rewards over and over and over again. However, the reason I wanted to share also, not all feedback is created equal, is because it's also really challenging at times when you're being given feedback that as a team member or as a founder or as a human in leadership, something inside you is telling you that this feedback is in fact not correct. And that this person with all of this experience and all of these answers and it seemed like they have everything together. They're suggesting one thing, but something inside of you tells you that it's not the right decision to be making. It is really hard to be the person that is going against what you're being told to do. I'm going to share a little history of Mixhers. So years ago, you're seeing this product right here, Her Pleasure. About 2.5 years ago, when women were seeing great success with our product, Her Time, women started requesting that Mixhers also creates a product that helps with libido. And this was a topic that is obviously very normal for us to see for men, but it was not normal for us to have regular marketing or products offered to women and their libido. But Cody knew that she had a formula that would in fact help women with their libido. And it was a topic that we wanted to open up about as well, because we know that there is so much shame for women around libido and feeling like we're never doing enough, and we're never providing enough. And I've had these babies, and why don't I have energy, and why don't I feel like I can connect? My libido is low, I know it's impacting my relationship, and it's all my fault. And so we wanted to open up about the conversation with how hormone health impacts a woman's libido. And so Cody started formulating a product, and we felt like we had the next biggest product for Mixhers. And we went to our manufacturers at the time, and we said, okay, we have this product that we want you to create with us. They were repulsed. No woman wants to talk about sex. No woman will ever buy this product. You guys will never be able to do this in a way that's classy. You're going to destroy your brand. And they hated the idea. Well, the great part is that they're the manufacturers, we're the customer, we can pay for the product. And we said, no, we're gonna do it. Let's keep going, make this product. Against the suggestion of them saying, we've never seen a product like this. This will not be successful. No one's going to buy these products. We've been in the supplement industry for this many years. We said, nope, continue moving forward, let's do it. We launched that product, and in the first day of launching that product, our website crashed 9 times, And we sold out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gifts with purchase on that very first day that we thought at the time, with the size of this business, that those gifts would last us probably a month. Everything sold out in a day. We did not have the ability on that website at that time to hold that many people visiting the website. We were constantly trying to fix it, and we sold out of that product, and it has so quickly become part of our top 3 selling products for Mixhers. And so that decision for Cody and I to make did require us believing in what we felt would be best for our business. We did not have any data driving that decision. We didn't even know how to be making data-driven decisions at the time, still learning to. But it was us trusting in our gut. It was about being persistent with an idea that we had, and it was us being willing to choose courage to move forward and be persistent with an idea that we had. To finish, I wanted to share what's next for Mixhers. Mixhers has been through a wild 4.5 years, and Mixhers has been working for about 18 months to 2 years on an entire rebrand. And this was incredibly scary to decide to do. But as you can see here, we're elevating the experience with Mixhers. We've taken feedback from our consumers that are subscribed to our products and the experience that they've been having using our products each and every day. And we've tried to improve their experience with the information that they're being given about the products, the way that our products are displaying and communicating exactly what they'll do, the product use, the functionality. And so we've been working on this rebrand for a couple of years. And with this rebrand, we are already seeing that this is opening up a lot of doors for Mixhers to be on a lot of additional shelves with big box retailers that hopefully all of you know about and will shop and see. We're focused on the thousands and thousands of subscribers that we have and making sure that we can retain them as customers and having these women know that Mixhers has been listening to them and improving their experience directly for them. And we have gone through something that was so scary, which was renaming almost every single product that we have. You may be familiar with some of our product names like Her Power or Her Pleasure. Her Power is now Mixhers Focus. Her Pleasure is now Mixhers Libido. A lot of these big box retailers that we were trying to get in front of were telling us, how on earth are the women that are shopping our store supposed to know what your products do? However, we felt that we had created a lot of familiar, or people knowing about our products, so it was scary to think about changing the names of our products, but we've done it, so fingers crossed that it goes well. And we are going to continue striving to be a nationwide household brand for women to know is a hormone-friendly, trustworthy product for them to be using every single day. I am so grateful for the opportunity that I had to share Mixhers with you and a little bit of my personal experience. I want you to know that Mixhers, our mission statement, the reason I care to share this is I hope that you leave this room feeling a little bit inspired to be vulnerable, be relatable, know that you are totally, you are not alone in experiencing the roller coaster of your career. And if you're an entrepreneur, I'll tell you what, call me and I can share the roller coaster stories for days. But Mixhers is on a mission to provide hormone-friendly, science-backed supplements to fuel female evolution through every stage of womanhood. We boldly advocate for the voices, experiences, and health of women. So thank you so much for letting me share a bit about Mixhers today. And here is some information if you want to connect with me personally. And also, we were asked to share about this. Mixhers does have a corporate wellness program. If you are an executive within your business and you would find the benefits of offering Mixhers products to your team members, we would love to help out. And now I will open up to a Q&A.
Amazing. Thank you, Jessica. We'll open up for Q&A. We have a mic running out there, so if you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll bring the microphone to you. Okay.
I was just curious, like, obviously Mixhers is so big, but how did you get your first 10 customers? Like, right in the beginning, how'd you do it?
Well, it seems like it would be so easy, right? That's what I was sharing earlier, where like the thought that people have is, oh, you just start an Instagram account and the customers start rolling in. It was not that easy for us. And also in the beginning, our products did not taste nearly as good as they do today. But with Mixhers, the way that we were able to start getting some of our very first, the 10 first customers, and I love to share that some of our very first customers are still with us. But it was about being open and upfront about the topics we were trying to solve for. It was us sharing openly about the health struggles that Cody, my business partner, and I had both experienced personally, and sharing those stories with the women right around us, and they related to those stories, wanted to try the products, and then those women so quickly become health or brand advocates and were willing to help us spread the word. So I feel like it's about sharing exactly what problem you're trying to solve and how you're solving it, and then letting them experience your product if you're offering a product, and then those people become your brand advocates and help you spread the word.
Okay, so those people were like, you were like telling that story in person to your first 10 customers, like?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also sharing that story on social media, even when you feel like no one's seeing it. There's people, some of our very first followers, that maybe they didn't buy right out of the gate, but through us continuously sharing our story and what our products do, even though we felt at times no one's listening, no one's seeing this, it does pan out to people converting to being customers.
Okay, we have one up in the middle here.
I'm curious about the name changes, because I think like Her Time sounds very marketing friendly. Like I know what that is. So to change it to Mixhers Libido, right?
Yeah.
Like how did you decide to do that? I get that retailers were saying that, but like, do you as a team decide this? Is this something you brought someone on?
I think you finally get enough lawsuits where you're like, okay, fine, we'll change. Thank goodness. Honestly, when we very first started Mixhers, it's about the things I didn't know we were doing that thankfully there were a few things we did right, which one of them is that we do have the registered mark for Mixhers and for Her Time. However, all of the other products, it really was Cody and I naming products by thinking they sounded really cute and really fun, which they are, but not continuing to know that we had to be searching for registration marks or be like seeing if there were any competitive products exactly. And so honestly, it was one, having new customers be able to see within the first couple seconds of looking at our packaging exactly what that product does, because that was a lot of the feedback we were getting. And also it's that we were running into enough, I'll be honest, enough problems with our naming conventions that it was time to change.
Okay, that makes sense. Thanks.
Any other? Oh, okay, right here.
You've used the power of social media influencers and the social network to grow your brand. I would love if you could just speak more about that and like the future of marketing efforts for how you continue to grow the brand.
Yeah, so Mixhers, I feel like we were able to start the business at a time when influencer marketing was a lot easier and a lot less expensive than it is now. And so sharing a lot of free product with influencers and having them be able to share a code and bring in their audience to Mixhers was incredibly successful. And our influencer channel is still one of the most successful channels for Mixhers. I think the difference that Mixhers has made in the influencer marketing approach is I'm still consistently given the feedback from influencers we work directly with that we're one of the only brands that actually views them as a human. And I think that when influencer marketing became incredibly popular and everyone just thought, oh, they're just influencers, they just want to make money, let me just throw them a product and it demand a lot from them, it actually was hurting the brands doing that because influencers are individuals as well. They're women that are choosing to be courageous on their social media platforms with a lot of incredibly terrible things that people say to them every single day. And so I think a difference that Mixhers has made is we still build personal relationships with all of them. We treat them like friends. We send flowers on birthdays. We send messages telling them congratulations on something for their family. And so something we're continuing to do while we don't have millions and millions of dollars to spend every month on influencer marketing is recognizing that connection and relationship is free. Did that answer your question?
Okay, we have one up front.
I was hoping you could speak to the pros and cons of having an all-woman office and what made you decide to bring in men now?
Yeah. I have to say, first and foremost, for a long time, men did not even apply to work at Mixhers. So it has not been a decision that we have made this entire time to only be a female-driven team. And I think something I would love to share about this is Mixhers has received awards for the type of culture that we have cultivated. And while I'm so proud of what we've been doing, I also just think that that should be the standard for all workplaces. And that should not just be because we are female-run and female-led. I think that a workplace of safety and the ability to be vulnerable and open up about challenges and personal lives that are impacting performance in the workplace and needing additional support, that should not be something that only Mixhers is receiving recognition for. I think that that should be something that is a standard. But we have had more men join the team now because we've brought on our own warehouse space. And finally, for the first time, men applied to be our warehouse leads and our warehouse managers. And the funnest part is that men are coming in droves because the women in their lives love Mixhers. And they have seen the health benefits to the women in their lives by them using Mixhers products. And so opening up, honestly, different departments is what has brought in men to the company at this point. Before that, it was that we really weren't getting applicants. So men, you are welcome at Mixhers.
You mentioned that originally when you told your manufacturers that you were making a libido product that they weren't necessarily super happy about that. Once you decided to sort of market that, how did you market something that is considered potentially controversial to make it accessible?
Our approach to that product, which started out as Her Love, it is now Her Pleasure, and now changing to Mixhers Libido, has always been to inform and educate women about what their bodies are actually going through and breaking apart the topic so that women can understand their bodies and our functions and what their cycles, their menstrual cycles are doing every single month and the reasons why they may actually be struggling with lower libido. And through education, we have seen that it helps eliminate the shame and that bottled up feeling that women experience around that topic. It's not because they're crazy, it's not because they're hard to love, it's not because they need to figure out a way to find more energy and be giving more to everyone around them. It's that their body is depleted, their body is screaming for help, and these are the nutrients that can help. And women do feel the benefits of that product. So education.
Okay, we have one up in the middle.
Yeah, you mentioned just being honest about how this is like your first experience, and I'm just kind of curious how you've approached or like initiated conversations with big retailers and trying to get your product into either that's brick and mortar or even online.
About my experience in
Yeah, just overall, like, how have you approached those conversations? How did you, like, go and knock on their door to try and sell your product to them?
Yeah, I think something that I have leaned heavily into is that I might not have previous experience, but I make up for it with passion. And so I know that Mixhers is capable of doing incredible things. I know that women around, well, in the country and then around the world need these products. And so while I might not have the experience, I know how to provide myself with the team members that do. And I know that I can show that I have the passion and believe in our purpose to make it all come true. And I think it's surrounding yourself with the people that do have the right experience. So I usually lead those conversations being the person bringing in all the passion about what Mixhers has done so far, and then have the right team members with me that can answer the questions about what they need for retail.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
So I know you had that one slide on there where you normalize kind of like your growth trajectory. And I'm just wondering like how you think about scale moving forward, especially knowing there's like a cornucopia of competitors out there that a lot of people are entering the space.
Yeah. So, yeah, with our product, Her Time, we do still feel that we're at the forefront of normalizing hormone health. But absolutely, competitors, we're not the first female-specific supplement company. We are focused on being hormone friendly, but while we choose to be incredibly aware of competitors, and you have to be aware, you can't pretend that no one else exists or that no one else is trying to do similar things. Our thought is that as long as we can continue to do things in the unique Mixhers way, no one can actually truly be competing with Mixhers. Yes, they can launch a competing product, or we are launching a competing product to other brands. But Mixhers does have a way of doing things in a unique way, full of education, community, focusing on the customer experience, and I feel like that is something that we recognize we want to stay focused on. Other brands will focus heavily on the customer experience, or they'll focus heavily on only the education, but not the customer experience, and we're trying to like embody all of those things we feel like have been the keys to our success.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Jess. It's been amazing hearing your story and how you truly have a courage-fueled evolution within your business. Let's all give a hand for Jess.
Thank you.